I know you're not racist because a lady by the name of Wendy Day told the story of a young David Banner coming up to New York trying to make it do what it was supposed to do. What was that like being young and hungry, having to drive all the way up there and sleep in the park?
Well, first of all, black people can't be racist. In order to be racist, you must have the power to keep somebody from doing something.
Yeah.
We don't own no water. We don't own no electricity. We don't own no hospitals, no organic. We barely farm anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not possible. You can be a bigot. You can be an asshole.
Yeah.
But if you don't control anything, you have to have power
Yeah.
to stop somebody from doing something. Or you have the power to force something on somebody, like taking shots and shit when you don't know what's in it. But anyway, moving to New York homeless, bro, was crazy. I don't know if I should tell this story. I'll give you a story that nobody ever had before.
Yeah.
My uncle, when I went up to New York, I was staying with my ex-girlfriend because I went to the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. I was staying with my ex-girlfriend's mother who stayed in Trenton, New Jersey. And I thought that I could take the train back and forth from Trenton to New York. But the one-way ticket just from Trenton to New York was all the money that I had in my pocket.
Yeah.
So like a lot of my clothes are still at my ex-girlfriend's mama's house. So I had that pistol. At the time, I didn't know that it was mandatory 3 years, you know, in New York. So this is a story a lot of people don't know about. I was sleeping on her floor at the time, and the guy that stayed because it was a really big loft, that stayed in the loft, he was one of the top club promoters. So the night that I had got comfortable in New York and felt like I didn't need my pistol no more and I left it at home, we were with John Forte. And I don't know if y'all know what ended up happening to John Forte, but we were walking down the street. That I'm talking about the night after. This is how I know God is with me.
Yeah.
Like we got accosted by the feds. Like, and shit, I could have possibly been in jail for a very, very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? And then So like that whole process, you know, me and Razzcast got tight at the time. Me and Razzcast became roommates.
Yeah.
And Razzcast has like a video because he was documenting it on like, that's when you had the little whole like VHS things. Well, I told him, I said, the world gonna need me one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I never really thought about how dangerous it was because I had never been to New York before.
Yeah.
You know, just to give people context, I was in a group called Crooked Letters back when Noriega was running the whole rap game, and that was to say he was signed to the same label. And I have to say, like, Noriega was one of the few people who really supported Southern music when nobody else was supporting music. You know what I'm saying? Cypher Sounds was another person in New York that was really giving love before anybody else was. But they had shelved us. We was in a group called Crooked Letters, and I moved to New York, and I was outside of Penalty every day.
Damn. Before
they opened up. And I believe they put our record out just so I could take my ass at home. The big black motherfucker. Every day Neil came to work, I was sitting in that motherfucker just like this.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Noriega told me, he said, you gotta scare him. Noriega said, but you can't touch him. He said, throw a couple chairs, but don't touch him. And to this day, like, you know, I've always been that way. Like, we go to clubs where people die every day.
Yeah.
We hang out in places where people die every day, but we scared to get on the plane. You know, we take penitentiary chances for some pussy, but don't want to take penitentiary chances to make your dream come true.
Come on.
You know, it ain't like, bro, I put everything on us, on my people. Like, and the one thing that I can say that I'm proud of is people talk about hip hop, but I don't see too many people invest their own money in hip hop.
That's right.
That billboard, we got the first billboard coming out the airport in Atlanta. Anything that you see, we paid for that motherfucker.
I feel that.
Like, it's funny. We had them to switch the billboard. Like, it wasn't perfect. And I told them, this ain't no This ain't no
$2
record
will give
label
you
money.
exactly.
It's my money.
Come on.
I remember negotiating with one of my best homeboys. He was a producer, and he kept coming back and forth with the paperwork. And I'm like, bro, every time you do this, I got to pay my lawyer. I said, dude, you know me. I said, your publishing check is coming out of my personal account.
Yeah.
I said, so if you see something in the contract, just come to me. Like, this ain't Universal, this me. And that's hard for some black people to realize that I am a fucking boss.
Yeah.
Like a real boss. You ain't gotta wait. If you fucking with me,
exactly.
That's how I got the beat for play for College Park.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I don't have what you get paid, cause he was really getting
crazy.
I said, but bro, I don't even know I should say the number, but I was like, bro, I got this.
This is what I got.
I got this right now. He said, in your bag? I was like, bro, I got it right now. And it was funny because E40 called me, was one of my best friends. He's like, damn it, Banner. I was gonna get it. I bought that bitch on the spot, dog.
My God.
And that's how we are right now, bro. Like, I don't know where I got this from, B.
Yeah.
But he'll tell you, bro, I enjoy paying people.
I feel you.
Is that strange, dog? Most people not like that, are they? I got chase motherfuckers to pay them because I know how I am about my money. I'm coming for you.
Come on.
If you owe me money, and you're gonna die by the sword that you swing.
Facts.
So how dare I can run up on motherfuckers about my motherfucking money, but then I'm not paying money. That's one of the things I hate the most about the music industry. The main motherfuckers that's popping about all the money that they have don't pay their motherfucking people, dog.
And why is that, Banner?
I don't know. I'm not them.
Yeah.
I wasn't built like that.
Yeah.
Like one thing that Salih has taught me, that everybody wasn't raised like we were raised.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are selfish because that's all they ever seen. That's how they were treated. You know, I was raised with a father. You know, he had two of them. You know what I'm saying? We were raised about men, dog.
Thanks.
And like, that was the biggest difference between me and my two friends that I grew up with. When I did the study, was my father.
Yeah.
We were around real men.
Thanks.
So like, being a man of your word, being admirable. And I want to put this out here, man. That's one of the reasons why some of us have a hard time. Because if admirable men become popular, then you're going to have to rap. You're going to have to keep your word.
Yeah.
You're going to have to look good.
Yeah.
I done lost about 20, 30 since the last time I was in this motherfucker. Put them bitches side to side. I look awesome in this bitch. Bro, I cut off all my... Bro, if it wasn't you, I wouldn't have came here. I wasn't going to let nobody see me without my beard and shit. And I cut off all my hair and shit, dog. You wanted me to come last week, bro. I was around this bitch. I was looking like Bing Rames around this motherfucker. I'm around here holding
Jumping down the street with him, baby.
Yeah, man. This motherfucker laughed at me, bro. He laughed at me so hard, dog.
I feel you.
But no, man, I do want to say this, man, about you, though.
Yes, sir.
The realness that you brought back to the game, bro. You did something that we do on our podcast, bro.
Yes, sir.
When I come to interview with you, I don't feel like you're going to sneak some shit on me, some bullshit on me.
Facts.
We did a Marion when he was going through some of the hardest times in his life, and he went back and told his management and his security people, like, I'm coming back to the David Banner podcast.
Come on now.
Because I knew that young man was
catching hell
from everywhere, and I could tell how happy he was, because I had one question that I did want to ask just so he could clean it up for the people, but I realized he didn't give a fuck what nobody thought. As long as he and his family were happy, he didn't really give a fuck.
Exactly.
So I said, I'm not even gonna ask that shit, dog. He don't even need me to clean his own shit. If he wanted to clean his shit up, he could clean it up himself.
Exactly.
And he brought his brother on, and you give me that same feeling, bro, and you are a representation. You're not a caricature of the South. You are.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate what you're doing, man, and to watch the growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we know, you know, most people chase after who, like, that's something that we don't do on our podcast. If everybody else got you on their shit, I don't want you.
Yeah.
I'd rather go get somebody, like, one of my mentors in that type of shit is Monique.
Yeah.
Like, Monique's night show was one
hard.
of the best night shows I've
It
ever
was.
seen. And she would give people opportunities who she would go back and get Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
I remember she did Black Sheep one time. Like she went and gave people opportunities. And that's one of the things that we try to do. It's like we got some really powerful friends.
Yeah.
But like if you notice, man, some of my best homeboys I haven't brought on my podcast yet because it ain't time for them yet.
Come on.
You know, I don't want to even burn that up.
Exactly.
You feel me? And I appreciate you, man. And that's the reason why, between you and I'm on a fast right now. So I ain't even in my right state of mind. I'm a little loopy. But bro, you don't never ask for shit. And people always say they fucking got you. And most of these, excuse me, I mean it the way I say it, most of these niggas ain't men of they fucking word, dog.
I feel that.
So if we say we got each other, we got to show each other that. Because we ain't been doing no interviews, have we? Yeah.
Nah, I feel you.
But you called me.
Exactly. I had to get you on here. See, my thing is, Bounty, we from the South, and you grow up with conversation every day.
Yeah.
How many times did you hear your mama them having those conversations, and your mama wasn't no celebrity, but it was entertaining, and you learned, and you enjoyed hearing it. And that's one of the things that I said I'm going to bring in my podcast. I'm going to just have conversations with real people about real things, because you don't have to be that or this to...
But what will happen by you doing that, people will feel comfortable. Like that story about New York, I don't think I've ever told that story before, but I trust you enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was certain things I had that he's teaching me that, because I get on
edit it.
I get on and just talk some shit, and some of that shit can be held against me later on. You know what I'm saying? But like when you give people space, you know, I think that's something that Nori and them do with the drinking. Yeah. Because like I went on Drink Champs, I wasn't expecting to get drunk, but like they was switching up the liquor. I got so fucked up on that motherfucker, I just had to hold it together. I was fucked up. I'm talking about I was all the way. The second time I went on that bitch, I had to get a car service. Fuck around, get me in trouble in Miami. You got in trouble. Wasn't that the second time? Oh no, that's when I got in trouble. Yeah. I got in some real bad trouble. Yeah.
I got a real question though for you, Bounty.
What's that?
You having all of that education, still finding yourself homeless, but still achieving massive and ridiculous success. For all of those students that are coming out of college with that education, what was your mindset in that gap right there that allowed you to still manage to fulfill your destiny, goals, and dreams?
Homelessness was not, homelessness was a choice. I've always been a good looking motherfucker. I could have shacked with a couple broads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For a minute I did that. But I was actually watching Master P. And I was reading a couple of books, and I realized there's two types of people that usually make it in the world. There's rich people who can show you exactly where you need to go or introduce you to the people that can help you, or people who either they make it or they die. I didn't have any access to rich people, so I had to burn the bridges. I remember reading. I think it was The Art of War.
Yeah.
I think it was The Art of War, where they talked about this guy. He had 2,000 troops, and they were fighting against, I think, 30,000 troops. And when he brought the boat up, he burned
the bridges.
He burned every fucking boat.
Yeah.
They said the only way y'all gonna make it off this island is if we win. Man. And that's basically what I did. Dog, if I didn't sell a CD, I didn't eat.
Yeah.
When I used to come back and forth to Atlanta, I used to stop at the gas station on E, and if I didn't sell a CD, then I wouldn't get to Atlanta.
My God.
I remember I used to press up on white folks. I was big and dusty and had long ass beard.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you want my CD? They would give me $20 just to get the fuck away from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously.
I feel
then
you.
I broke down because I was a producer. I had 10 major artists when most people who were independent could only afford 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But I had like 10 major artists. I'm talking about from Pimp C to Raz Cass. Like, I mean, it went all of UGK, the whole 9. Young Bleed at the time, like Jim Crow at the time, and just so many people on my CD Jazzy Faye was because I was a producer. Yeah. So I broke it down, and I was like, shit, even if you paying $1 per feature, you don't give a fuck about me, you gonna get your money's worth. Like, any way that it took for me, I had already broken down how to sell it. Yeah. And I never forget this. This happened to me. This white lady. She's about 50 years old. I was at the gas station selling my CDs, and she said, "Hey, you not gonna sell your CD to me?" She said, "You don't think I know who you are, David Banner?"
Ooh.
She said, "Sell to everybody. I'm a fan." And from that point on, I didn't give a fuck who it was.
Yeah.
I'm selling that motherfucker. And a lot of times I knew people were scared of me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna push up on you even more so you could want me to get me. I remember a motherfucker gave me $30 one time and was just like, "Hey, bro, just back up."
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate it, and I backed the fuck up. But what I was saying was like, not having,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, is what pushed me. The crazy thing about it is I was making so much money, but I was putting all that money back into, you know, I could have went and got a house or somewhere, but I built the studio inside the van.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where that story came up for me, having a studio inside of my van.
Yeah.
You know, and to a certain degree, to be honest with you, bro.
Nigga had a studio in the van.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded.
Did DJ want to drop? I was like, I'll give him a drop right then. Motherfucker want a verse? You got the bread? We can do it right now. It wasn't no excuse.
Yeah.
That's why when people come and tell me, you know, how and why they can't tell me about not doing it.
Yeah.
A motherfucker said, "Banner, I've been grinding."
Yeah.
I said, "How long?" He said, 2 years. I said, "Bro, I grind 18 years before anybody even looked at me, dog."
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think I wanted to represent Mississippi so bad. I wanted to represent black people from the South. Because one thing that I was really proud of when I go back and listen to my first album, the way I started that motherfucker off, I'm from a place where your grandmama scared to come if she ain't from there. If she ain't there now, where your uncles and aunts ran from, nigga.
Come on.
So I took all the shit that they said about the South, man, and gave that back to people. And I want to take this time, man, to really thank Pimp C, rest in peace, who was a really great friend of mine, and Pastor Troy.
Yes, sir.
I never forget hearing No Play in GA and coming through, and I had never heard an independent song like that was on the radio.
Yeah.
And Troy said, as long as I had GA, I don't need nothing else.
Yes, sir.
Pimp turned around and said country rap tunes. I was like, okay, all right. If that's what we doing, then that's what we gonna do. And just the one thing that I would say that I miss is I miss that feeling that we used to have during those times in Atlanta. Like everybody fucked with each other without biting each other's sound. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their own little pocket. And I figured out, because I study things.
Yeah.
I figured out what brought Atlanta together, and people never talk about this.
What?
It was the instrumentalists. Craig was playing on everybody's shit. You know what I'm saying? All the keyboard players, the different engineers. The live instrumentation that was in Atlanta, it sort of brought everything together, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, somebody may be a little bit more bass heavy. Some may be a little bit more hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody may be more what people think now is trap music.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was a group of instrumentalists that tied everybody together, man. And I miss, you know, because once everybody got money, it's like everybody just went to their own corner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we all used to, just the camaraderie that we had, you know, the people that used to stay at each other's house. You know what I'm saying? Where we recorded shit at, man.
Yeah.
You know, I never forget, man, me and Tip stayed, I think it was in Mac Boney's auntie's hair shop for a whole weekend, because Tip wouldn't drive in Cobb County.
Yeah.
He like, man, I ain't got no license. I ain't got no license.
Yeah.
And we would get there on Friday and stay there the Sunday. I mean, because he was like, bro, if something happened, I'm going to be in jail at least Monday. You know, and we did, you know, we did some of the greatest songs. Like, you know, we did Rubberband Man in the fucking bathroom.